Welcome to Marketing at the Edge, where we explore how marketing really must adapt to the pace of technology change and the impact of AI. So today we're diving into rewiring marketing, AI, innovation labs, and the future of growth. Today I'm joined by Robin, and I'm going to hopefully get this name right, Emiliani,
Well,
co-found, all right, co-founder and chief growth officer of Catalyst Marketing, and really a seasoned growth marketing leader with deep roots in the tech industry. Now, Robin is driven by a passion for helping marketers, people like myself, succeed, and in doing that, crafting strategies that really attract the right audience, but also convert them into lasting clients. Now, through her work at Catalyst Marketing, she's helped companies navigate the complexities of modern marketing with clarity, innovation, and results. So, Robin, welcome to the show.
thanks for having me, Michael.
Absolutely. Now, first topic I want to kind of address is the idea of from agency, from where Catalyst was, to really an IT service provider. And this really struck a chord when we were having that conversation. So, how has Catalyst marketing really evolved in response to AI's disruption?
Yeah, what we were seeing and we were your typical agency, but one of the superpowers that we had was that we were really good at crafting campaign strategies and doing lead generation at scale, being able to shorten those marketing and sales cycles and be able to get folks to engage and convert faster. And while we were really good at that, we were also, helping companies rebranding. They're, coming out of COVID, a lot of companies needed to show up and appear differently and talk a little differently coming out of that. So we were helping a lot of companies do that. And then we started to become aware of all of these AI tools that we could leverage to do things smarter, do it faster, do it at scale, and leveraging the tools as AI thought partners. And while that was happening to us, meanwhile, our clients who are marketing leaders of predominantly B2B tech companies were starting to feel this overwhelm happening. And just when they got really good at integrating marketing automation and CRM tools, plus Google Analytics, plus WordPress, and bringing all of that together, all of a sudden, the onslaught of AI tech came into the picture, and marketing leaders were getting a lot of pressure. How are you using this? You must be using this. We don't need all this headcount. You need to be adept at using these tools because this is replacing these folks on our team. And we were already good at using a lot of these tools to begin with. As you can imagine, like campaigns require the skill and the ability to be very adept at all of those tools. And one of the things that we were feeling was this anxiety from these marketing leaders about, like, what should my AI tech stack look like? What should I be leveraging? I'm getting so much pressure. And yes, I'm using Chat GPT and I'm using Claude or Perplexity or whatever it is that they were using, but they're like, I feel like I could be doing this better. And so we made a commitment almost a year ago that we were going all in on this, and we were going to become experts in this space and really craft these AI enhanced growth marketing solutions for our clients so that they didn't have to learn. So yes, they could have their own tools on their own, but helping us figure out how do we integrate the marketing automation tools and the CRM tools to coincide with those and make everything more powerful, be able to aggregate the data and then make sense of the data, understand, like, what are the patterns that are happening? What are the insights we can glean from this? And really help be those scientists for these marketing leaders, in addition to being, messaging experts and being experts that can help hyper personalize to the buying committees that are happening, which are growing and expanding in B2B. But really lifting up and being able to look at the tech stack as a whole and supporting them because, marketing leaders don't go to college to become tech experts. Like, typically they're brand experts, they're messaging experts, they're strategists, or they specialize in certain areas, but they certainly can't lift up and see the whole thing as like an IT leader would.
So I imagine through that process, there was a lot of skin knees or hard learning that you took away from that as you kind of build out this tech stack. Now, when you talk to clients uh, with this marketing stack that's evolving so fast, what are you seeing clients really struggling with right now?
Yeah. Well, in the beginning, it was their realization that we were using AI, and there was this, oh, wait, Catalyst, you guys have to stop. You can't use AI. We had two clients that did this to us. Stop using AI, and of course we did. And then they came back within 2 to 4 weeks later, each of these clients, both of these clients, and said, "Oh, we were just kidding. No, please go all in on AI." So it's kind of like this whiplash. The other thing that we are doing is vetting tools. And as you know, there's a million out there right now. And so we have a whole task force on our team that we're calling the AI Enhanced Growth Innovation Lab. And this is led by our strategy team in-house. And they're going out and they're vetting each of these types of technologies and seeing what works. Where do we fit this in the mix? What part of the solution that we're providing, where does this get inserted and how does this help? And one of the interesting things is the evolution of these tools is happening so fast that just because we tested a tool a month ago and it was shit does not mean that it hasn't evolved in 30 days and become exceptional. So while we're vetting things, what I'm enamored by the progress that's happening and the scale that it's happening and the pace that it's happening at. So it's just when we think, oh no, we're not going to use any of those tools, we hear murmurings. Actually, this one got really good, and one, a couple in particular has to do with design. And that is one of the ways that we're seeing these tools progress so rapidly is be able to create design. And before it was really hallucinogenic and
Yes.
it was crazy and it wasn't listening and it was, just when you thought you got close, it would, send you off into a different direction. Those tools are adapting and evolving so quickly and getting better and better and better. So we're just going back and evaluating each of those.
Yeah, and I would agree completely, especially in the design, because what I was seeing, and I'm not a designer, 3 months ago, I'm like, that's not what I'm asking for. And then today I'm like, oh, that's pretty close to what I'm asking for. And a true designer can now take that and really build from that. So no, it's incredible of the evolution. And I've witnessed evolving technologies from virtualization to cloud.
Yes.
And what I'm seeing in AI is just, I'll use the term mind blowing how fast it's evolving.
It's
Now,
exponential compared to those. Yes.
Now, one thing that is a topic that I'm really exploring and would love to kind of get your thought is around agentic workflows. And how are you starting to use these agentic workflows so that and just to explain a little bit, you have a lead and instead of traditionally that goes over to an inside sales team and they start cold calling and all that, agentic workflows is bringing AI into that so where you can nurture a lot of those leads up to the point that prospect is ready to have a conversation. So I'd love to learn a little bit more about what you're doing in that process.
Yeah. Yeah. The connectivity of the systems, I think, is critical and one that marketing leaders shouldn't miss. So for example, one of the great tools that we're loving with our clients is Navu, which is an AI chatbot. I truly believe that websites are going to transform in the next 5 years and that it's going to be less about clicking on secondary pages and tertiary pages, and that the expectation is you're going to land on the page and you're going to expect to engage with a chatbot, and then we'll be able to nurture those people from there. So we're using this one particular tool, and we're finding that, by use of this tool, we're able to customize the messaging and make it hyper personalized to the person landing on the page. And as we know, this is critical in B2B selling and these complex sales cycles that are truly buying committees. And they're not the buying committees of 2 years ago. The buying committees have now expanded, and we're dealing with 10 to 12 people that we need to be able to engage and evaluate and say, and as you know, like within the buying committee, like these people were at different stages of the sales funnel. So how do we pull them along, and how do we get them there quicker so that they catch up with their peers and help them arrive at the decision?
No, completely agreed. Gartner put out a study a few years ago that, prospects are 70% of the way there to buying before they ever engage with sales. And that's even changed. It's now 90%. And you bring up, chatbots. Chatbots used to be annoying.
Yes.
Now they have to be impactful. And that's one of the changes I've also seen. Any final takeaways? What really is exciting you most about marketing's future or scaring the heck out of you, whichever it might be?
Yeah, a little bit about my background. I used to be on the client side. So I was leading global marketing teams in tech, and I was just having this conversation yesterday with somebody, and um one of my one of my sales executive coaches, and I was telling him the fear, and this was back when we were all in the office and I was sitting in the office, and the constant interruption of, "Hey Robin, guess what? We have this new product, and I need you to create a campaign, and we're going to market next week." And as a product marketer, I know that's
We
my
all know this story, yes.
and the terror and the fear, because my first thought is there really a market for this? Have we even tested this? Does the market need this? Is this a new product category? Like all the things that go into like the creation of a campaign, and now I think it's worse. I think that what our clients are experiencing from the top down are, it feels like shiny object syndrome, like squirrel, and we have to run to that, and we have to, so it's more chaotic than ever. And I think, we're my company is uniquely positioned to help shepherd our clients through this time of chaos, which is exactly what it's feeling like. And I never thought it would be worse than when I was client side, and now I think it's exponentially worse. And being able to really quell the excitement or redirect the importance of managing up now, I think is more important than ever. And being able to coach and guide and build those relationships with the product teams to say, hey, let's consider this, let's evaluate this, let's take a deep breath, let's take a step back. This has worked really well for us in the past. Let's consider emulating an approach like that again, but not just going after every shiny object, every AI tool that's out there, and being really thoughtful and being able to quell the noise and discern what's important, and then figure out how to tackle that.
No, that's awesome and great advice. So, first of all, I want to thank the audience for tuning into this segment of Marketing at the Edge, Rewiring Marketing, AI Innovation Labs, and the Future of Growth. As always, I hope you walked away with fresh ideas on how AI is really rewriting everything. So, also big shout out to my guest Robin for sharing practical and real world knowledge. So, thank you so much, Robin.
You're welcome, Michael. It's great to be with you.
Absolutely. So, want to learn more from Robin? Give her a follow on LinkedIn, and I'll post her LinkedIn site. Now, if you'd like to revisit today's insights or explore some of the upcoming topics, stay connected at Marketing to the Edge. I'm Michael Elliott. Until next time.